There's an infinite number of universes out there. In many of them, there is a podcast by us. In one of them, it's good. Please enjoy.
Hey, I'm not going to get this fully edited in time for the release date because I have to be up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. But I will release this, and then I'll release the full version in the next few days. So if you're listening in the future, you're not even going to hear this. This is just a secret little corner for folks who get the show on the day it comes out. You're the best. And it makes me sad that I have to give you this incomplete version. Hope you still enjoy some of the goofs that we did because I think they were very fun. And let us know if you listened because we love you. Tweet us at BY2. And again, sorry, it's not fully done. Keep that business dry. Hello and welcome to the But Yeah podcast with Eamon and Zeb. I'm Eamon, as usual.
And what are you doing?
I'm just trying to mix the show up a little bit.
By throwing my dialogue.
We've been doing like pretty straightforward episodes the last few weeks. I just thought I'd throw it as usual in there to sort of like, it's me again.
To mess me up, to deliberately throw... No,
but then you go, I'm Zeb. As usual too.
As well. Unusually, I'm Zeb. Okay. It's a very special day, people.
As usual.
As usual.
It's an Apple-related day.
Yep. It's a commemoration of the day that the apple, the fateful apple, fell into that pie and they cooked it. It's...
Are you waiting for me?
Yes.
It's Apple Turnover Day, the best day of the year. Not really celebrating the day that the first apple fell in the pie, but more like this is the grandchild of the apple pie.
More every apple since to fall into pies.
This is like the teen cool equivalent of the apple pie. Like all the teens are eating apple turnovers. Grandmas eat apple pies. Teens eat these cool pockets of apple.
So an apple turnover isn't a pie?
That's like a sandwich question.
What?
Like, is a hot dog in a handful of bread a sandwich? What are we really asking here?
A hot dog in a handful of bread. I have a sausage. I have this chaotic fistful of bread. It's gonna whipple them about in a bowl.
Exactly.
If you get a sandwich and put it in a blender, is it still a sandwich when you eat it? If you drink a sandwich, can it still be considered a sandwich?
Yeah, so apple turnovers are the sandwich of pies, essentially. Let me tell you a little about them.
Wait.
From daysoftheyear.com.
The apples... So they're a pie... Wait. They're an apple sandwich?
Well, just listen, because this is going to change your perspective on it.
Because that sounds... I hate it. I hate the sound of that.
No.
Apples on a sandwich.
No, trust me. It gets better. Turnovers are just amazing. Delightful fruit-filled cups of flavor-coated in a sugary glaze. Okay, I have some umbrage with that. There's something special about what basically amounts to a little personal-sized fruit pie, and our favorite pie is the apple. That's what makes Apple Turnover Day so amazing. It's dedicated to ensuring that everyone gets their own little slice in the form of their whole apple turnover.
So a turnover is so if the pie is the level 3 version of the cooking creation, the turnover's like the level 2, maybe level 1 thing. Level 1's maybe a sandwich. Level 2's a turnover. Like if they were Pokemon.
Oh, you mean if these were Pokemon?
Yeah, if they were Pokemon, the sandwich evolves into a turnover and that evolves into a pie?
So level 1 would just be like...
Is that what you're saying?
A little apple, which would be like apple leaf or something.
Oh, no. I mean as a category of species, not as specifically as an apple turnover. What I'm trying to get at is, can we have a meat turnover? Much like you can have a meat pie.
I don't know. Yes.
Can you have any kind of... Is a turnover just an Ivysaur?
You can turn over anything. It's like that song by DJ Snake and Lil Jon that went, turn over for what?
Yeah, I remember that song. It was the rest of it was about apples and whatever else you could put in there.
Yeah, and like the correct treatment of apples and just how to store them and lots of fun stuff like that. But yeah, you can put anything in there, I think. So let me just tell you a little bit more about turnovers, and then we'll jump into a segment I like to call "What Would You Turn Over?"
So it's like you can put anything into a turnover as long as it wants to change.
Yeah, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it turn over.
You can't turn it over.
So let me just take a little more information off this website. I don't think I'm going to read the recipe for these.
Yeah, I don't care about that much stuff.
No.
I assume you just cram the apple into a sandwich press. Like you get 2 bits of bread, put them in a sandwich press, and just smash an apple into there, and then scruple it down, and that's an apple turnover.
That's like the apartment version of one, but
I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna show you a picture on Twitter, people.
God, that's terrible.
I'll show you my apple, the home apple turnover.
Here's the history of Apple Turnover Day, according to daysoftheyear.com. Turnovers are a very simple confection, essentially defined by their name. While you can have a turnover made with all sorts of ingredients, including just about any kind of meat, dessert turnovers are easily our favorite kind. We all know that the sign of a good pie is a flaky crust, but turnovers take flaky to a whole nother level.
Oh, God.
Just like Telstra.
Political.
Just like Australian broadband, taking flaky to another level.
Just like tech support for internet.
Australian internet is the Apple turnover of internets.
No. The sounds of people are supposed to like Apple turnover.
What are they going to do? Take away my internet?
Maybe. But
they're already doing that every day. What are they going to do? Make it worse? This has been the political section of our podcast.
What's a worse fruit than an apple?
Pretty much everything. Apples are perfect.
Well, what's the worst fruit that you could turn over?
Probably, I don't know.
A yam. A yam turnover, that's Telstra.
Are you implying a yam is technically the worst fruit?
Yeah.
And that it is also a fruit?
I actually don't know what a yam is. It's just a funny sounding thing.
It is a fun sounding word.
An eggplant.
That's probably
fruit,
not also not a fruit.
Well, what is it? A vegetable? It's probably a vegetable.
I'd probably do like a nice tomato turnover would be good, because that'd get people thinking. They'd be like, is it a dessert? I don't know. No one knows.
Wait, which one is it?
Or you do them both. You do savory tomato and sweet tomato, and you're like, ha ha, welcome to my word puzzle. Which do you choose?
What were you saying before I interrupted you? Or before Telstra interrupted us?
Well, it's time to play. The
game we just segued into smoothly.
It's time to segue smoothly into what would you turn over, but even deeper.
Level 2 turnover. Oh, man.
You passed the first test. Now give me another one.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of sweet pies. I don't know if that's an Australian thing, but just honestly, when I picture a pie, I don't imagine anything sweet. Tomato sauce and mince. Like, that's what a pie is to me. So
tomato sauce is pretty sweet, though.
Yeah, but shut up. It's like acidy sweet.
Do you reckon countries that have sweet pies as the default have like a nice savory sauce they put on them?
Like what? What would you call this?
Well, because we put like nice sweet tomato sauce onto our pies that have meat in them.
Like salt. Salt's not savory.
Other people must put like, I don't know, gravy. Get some gravy up in that fruit pie.
Is that probably?
I mean, probably.
I'm curious to hear. I mean, good food applies contrast. So
yeah, I think the problem with Australia is if you set a pie on a windowsill to cool, all the animals will just come and take it.
Some convicts run over and steal it.
Yeah, or those goddamn convicts who keep stealing my goddamn pies.
Damn it! With their stripy suits and the ball and chain on their ankle, just like old timey, fresh off the ship, like still have Cockney accents.
Hang on, do those criminal onesies have a butt flap?
I think so. Sounds like the perfect onesie.
Hang on.
I mean, if they don't, that's just inconvenient. I think any onesie has to have a butt flap, doesn't it?
I think so. Criminal onesie.
Otherwise, you have to completely undress to go to the toilet. Just imagine that. That's such an inconvenient thing.
Why does criminal onesie not return the thing I'm thinking of? Is this not the right word for it?
Criminal onesie is definitely the word. Or is it like just onesies are criminal because they're fashion crimes? That's why any onesie just comes up automatically.
Robber suit. Here we go. Oh no, they usually wear black pants and carry a bag that says swag on it.
Obey. Man, there's lots of baby things come up when I search criminal onesie. This one's a onesie with a picture of a person in a criminal outfit.
What?
What? Like on the front, like it's plain white, but with a picture of a criminal.
Oh my god. Why do all the bags say swag on them?
Because that's the shit they stole to be a criminal.
Is that the only thing you can steal in 2018?
You gotta get good swag. I assume not swag the status. I assume swag like a heap of treasure.
No, I'm pretty sure it's swag like status. Like it's 2018. If you're going to steal money, you're only going to use that money on getting some swag. So you might as well just steal direct from the swag.
Swag like merchandise from like something you follow. Speaking of which, we have some swag. We don't.
Yeah, like for real though, if you search robber suit right now on your Google, and go search robber suit, you'll find lots of pictures of criminals holding bags that say swag. And I don't know when this started. When did they transfer from doing crimes to get money to doing crimes to get swag?
When they were already rich. I don't know. It's like, what's that disease where you're rich and you commit crimes but you're not in trouble for it? Affluenza.
Oh, there's a really poignant answer to this that's like both political and says a lot about our society, but I don't know it.
Money's the disease. That's it. That's the poignant thing. Money's the disease on our society. Anyway, rather than stealing money, we're going back to... Anyway.
Reverse. We need to get back to apples. How do we get back? Segue back to apples.
What if a criminal just stole heaps of apples?
That's a good point. What would they do with that? Who would they sell those apples to?
Well, I think he'd just put them in a big, or him or her, put it into a giant pie, I assume, to hide them.
They'll know. Maybe that's how they invented the first apple pies. I was like, I need to hide these apples and fast.
Where's someone going to hide them in? Someone just had an open pastry nearby. He's like, filled it up. Wait, this is delicious. But they were eating his achievement, his swag and status all got eaten by the town children or something.
Okay, let's re-rail this podcast.
Multi-track drifting.
So before I told you what an apple turnover is, what did you think it was?
I assumed it was some kind of sweet thing, but I was thinking like a candy apple, like it's an apple on a stick. But like not glazed. I don't know. It's apple turnover. It sounds like you hold the apple and you turn it over in front of a hot thing.
Like spit roasted apples.
Until it's a cooked apple. Yeah, like a spit roasted apple.
That's like the thing that you would see in like a kid's show or something, and they would make it look really delicious, and you would always want to try it. And
then it'd be gross.
And you try it, and it doesn't work.
It's like play school when I was a kid. They went, you can use socks to like put the icing in and squirt it out of the cake. And I was like, wow, I want to do that, Mom. And she was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
You can... Wait a second. You can do what?
Like, well, shit, they had a sock, and they put the icing into that and cut a hole in the ends of the sock.
Jesus.
And then iced the cake with it.
Why?
And I don't know whether this is supposed to be like play school being all like, look at this makeshift thing we made or something. How crazy is this?
Why are they doing that?
I don't know.
You can't make foot cakes.
They didn't. I assume the socks were clean. And they just didn't have anything else on hand.
Yeah, but the scent lingers.
Like they haven't had feet in them. Maybe they're fresh socks. I don't know. Either way, it's cotton. The socks are cottony, which seems stupid in the face of it as well, even if it was the cleanest sock on earth. I don't want cotton in my cake. It's ridiculous.
And also, you can't wear that sock anymore.
Well,
that sock is ruined.
Because there's a hole in the end or because it's full of cake?
It's full of icing.
That's all right. It's nice and refreshing on your toes. But yeah, also you have a big hole in it that your toe would stick out of, and you're like, ugh.
Right.
Gross.
Well,
I think we derailed again.
I think we did. I think
about?
we did our legal required 20 minutes on apple turnovers for the day. Let's segue into a different topic.
You know what I say? When I say about this topic, apples to apples, crust to crust. Rest in peace. We're moving on.
We're moving on. So, what have you been doing this week?
You know what I've been doing? It's time for the ad break.
Speaking of what have I been doing, let's go do what you've been doing.
Let's do that. Let's go to the ad zone.
Is your pie too hot?
Is your pie full of the wrong fruit?
Is your pie full of bees?
Call us, the pie bee removalists. We will come in. We will remove. It seems like a great idea in theory, putting a bee's nest into your pie, because then it fills it up with the honey nest, and it seems great, but you just don't want a mouthful of bees. Alternatively, buy our pies with bees in them. Every bite is a risk, but it's mostly delicious, but it might be bees sometimes. Some parts of the pies are honeycomb and delicious. Some parts of the pie are bees.
Has this ever happened to you? Oh, it's time for a nice piece of pie. Bzzz, oh no, there's too many bees in this pie.
Call us.
Well then, call us, please. Please let us get your bees out of your pie.
Alternatively, have you ever bitten into a pie and went, oh, there is a woeful lack of bees in this pie. We have relocated bees looking for a new home. They only like pies, so we don't like to kill bees. We don't kill bees. Pie bees are an endangered species. It's illegal. So we take the bees out of some pies, and then we have to rehome them in another pie. So if you have a home for some pies, for some bees that.
If you need some bees, or you need to get rid of some bees, call us. Give us a buzz.
Give us a buzz.
On 333-333 bees.
B, the emoji symbol, followed by a heap of threes. That's
B, the emoji symbol, followed by 3 B emojis, followed by the runtime of the B movie.
Yeah. Call us. The B-re...
Just give us a ring.
Distributors. The 3B guys. We'll be right... Give us a call, and we'll be right there. All right, we're back. We're back from the ad zone, that alternate dimension where thoughts aren't real. How are you going? What have you been doing this week, Eamon?
I've been doing like a bunch of stuff, but in terms of what I've actually been doing, mostly just editing and things like that for podcasts, trying to get this show back on the rails, and also trying to get my other show sort of ahead of schedule. One letter better. That's great. I've been enjoying that. But something I've been thinking about, I was talking to a friend at a party who I've been meaning to make some music with at some point, and we were talking about what if we made a concept album just about fairy bread, and it only has 3 tracks on it, and it's all the ingredients of fairy bread.
Is that an album?
So it's just
an album
3 songs.
Have 3 songs in it?
It's an EP. It's an extended play. It's not one song, but it's not an album. But it's bread, butter, and sprinkles. And those are the 3 songs, and it's like...
I feel like it's very obvious which one's going to be the cover. Like the song that you put on the radio to attract people in to buy the album.
Well, no, that's what you would think.
It's bread. Bread or butter.
Really?
No, it's 100,000.
No, you would think it would be sprinkles. Sprinkles is the thing that draws the people in.
It's the good bit. Otherwise, it's just butter bread.
Butter bread is great, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't bring in the masses. It's not as marketable as fairy bread. Are they supposed to be fairies in that? Is that why it's fairy bread? And they're like, look at all.
No, I think it's what fairies are meant to eat.
Look at all the fairies we crushed under this sandwich.
Like as their soul. It's what they're meant to subsist on.
Sugar.
Yeah, sugar, like coloured sugar specifically.
Sugar on bread. Is that like the fairy equivalent of tomato sauce on bread? It's like, I've got nothing in the fridge except for all this sugar because I'm a fairy. And this is what we use for everything. It's our tomato sauce. It's what we put on our pies, which aren't meat. I assume fairies are... I guess it's probably not vegetarians. They eat like bugs. That'd be their meat.
Well, if you go into like real... I mean, cryptozoology, yeah, it'd be like children.
Oh, it'd be children. Yeah, well, I was thinking the Disney ones that are eating, cockroaches and beetles, but mashed up into pies.
No, they're not. Not in the Disney ones.
Well, what are they eating then? They need some form of protein.
They're eating like little cute, sweet treats. Like, I don't know, a whole gummy bear.
Whole gummy bear. A gummy bear has no protein content in it.
Yes, it does.
Unless is it a living animal? Is this like a gummy bear? Like a gummy grizzly bear?
Well, maybe it's one of the gummy bears with bones in it.
Ugh, that's not protein.
A snack I imagined many months ago for some reason.
That would help them with osteoporosis, maybe? I don't know. Does eating bones strengthen your bones?
You just get a gummy bear and you have like a nice candy bone on the inside and you bite it and it's got a nice crunch to
Like
it.
it's like a candy cane, like it's all stripy or something.
I don't know what the bones are made of, but
Like a candy skeleton.
yeah, like I can need a snack with a candy skeleton that I can really crunch into.
Hi, I'm the Christmas skeleton.
You know when you get a good snack that has like two textures?
Like a sandwich?
Nah, more like well, yeah, actually.
I'm trying to picture something. Like, I know what you're actually getting at, but I can't picture it. Like
a chocolate with a hard nut on the inside.
ugh, I hate that.
No, that's not a good way to describe
I
it.
hate, get the nuts out of my chocolate.
Like literally any chocolate bar with two things in it, like Mars bar where it's got the caramel and the nougat.
Oh, like when you eat a chocolate and there's a guy's finger in it.
No, not like that.
That's a different texture.
That's a different texture.
It's also probably free money. I don't know.
Oh god.
This tastes like a lawsuit.
Yeah, let's go back onto what I was talking about somehow. This album with a friend, and if we made a concept album, that would be really fun, and do like soft electro pop or something.
Whoa.
I don't know, but what would you make a concept album about?
I don't really know what a concept album is. Is that like how in art there's concept art, which is like really sketchy and messy? Is it like really? How does concept music work?
A concept album is something that features a cycle of songs expressing a particular theme or idea.
So it's a really focused album.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's built around a concept. Okay. I don't know. I'd do so if I was doing Fairy Bread. Each one would be very different genre. Like the hundreds of thousands is electro pop or something. Like, I mean, it has to be that. But like the butter would be like jazz.
Yeah,
Smooth, you know. And the bread would probably be country music.
Yes, the bread of the industry.
And, and it's kind of like, it kind of paints a timeline of music, actually. I don't know. What other? Okay, well, let's go back to that. What music would Apple turnover be if it was a music? What would be?
Okay, what would be the songs on an Apple Turnover album other than just the ingredients?
I feel the first half would be very upbeat and the second half would be very dark. There'd be one song in the middle which would be like this peak tension moment where it's like the fire called like something really like ignition or something like that, and the music turns and gets like turns into death metal turns into death metal in the second half of the album, but the first half's like real benign, like the most friendly fruity music you could, like Katy Perry, but like older Katy Perry, not the Candyland one though. What music do you think would connect with fruit?
Fruit. Folk music connects with fruit pretty well.
It's not crispy enough. It's not crispy enough, you know? It's got that dry feeling to that country folk.
I remember those days. The orchards went away and all the fruit died.
Yeah, see, that's about the death of fruit. That's like that.
My grandpa passed away and he loved that farm.
Yeah, no, it's more like doodle bop music, you know, where they're like 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. Like kind of like a happy country music, folk music. That's Apple's. Or has Apple the company got a theme tune? How have we not said Apple the company yet? I think Apple the company needs to turn over a new leaf and stop being evil. I haven't done anything particularly evil lately, are they? I'm just.
Well, they did build a giant glass donut, and then the people kept walking into the wall. It was very confusing.
What? Is that real? What? That sentence doesn't... That's not a sentence that works as a thing. So they made a glass donut and people walked into the wall inside the glass donut? Or because they got confused by the glass donut?
They built a glass donut, they put all their employees in it, and they locked them in, and then employees kept trying to go through the door to the canteen, and they kept hitting it because it's too see-through.
Oh, right. So it's like a glass wall.
Yeah.
What? It's okay. They need to stop doing that. Apple turn over and stop making glass buildings. Because what's the saying they have? Don't throw rocks if you're Apple building if you're a giant glass donut.
Don't be Stevel. No, I think that... no, sorry. Misattributing that. I think that's Google's.
Don't be Stevel.
I think that's Google's one.
Oh, like evil. That's Google. Yeah, it's Google.
Don't be Stevel. Says in all their contracts.
What's Apple's thing they say?
Be Stevel?
Be Stevel. I'm going to just quickly Google Apple thing they say. And just see what comes up. It's Apple slogan, maybe? Think different. Turnover. The turnover isn't in there. Man, remember when Apple had multiple colors in their symbol?
Yeah.
It's like all the color drained out of their apple.
Yeah, because I guess they made it into a turnover.
Yeah.
They gave it a nice crisp pastry coating.
Yeah, man.
Hey, if you like this show, you might enjoy my new wordplay comedy podcast called One Letter Better, where me and a good friend podcaster guest sit down and take the titles of things you submit, love, and send in and make them, well, you get it. It's One Letter Better! Available on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.